Let's bring in Lieutenant Colonel Allen West. Colonel, good to see you. 3 cabinet secretaries. You saw Tillerson, Kelly, and Sessions. They came out for the announcement. Do you think this rollout is better coordinated this time around?
Well, absolutely. It's a pleasure to be with you, Liz. I liken this much the same as in a track meet. Let's say it's the 100-meter dash, and you have that first false start, and you get to go back into the blocks. And now you get to come out of the blocks correctly and on time. You don't false start, and then you get eliminated. What we saw initially was a very impetuous move. We saw something that was not coordinated between the staff agencies of the Trump administration, and to include not with the Capitol Hill, the House and the Senate Republicans, or even the Democrats. So now they've gone back to the drawing board, and it was done the right way. You had those 3 cabinet secretaries who are part of the agencies of responsibility that showed the coordination, showed they understand their duties and responsibilities. And the better thing is that if you're in the air right now, you don't have to worry about what happens when you land. This is about the optics so that you don't have the sensationalism that we saw that Saturday, about a month or so ago.
Yeah. Colonel, Democrats still wrongfully call it a Muslim ban. The media is reporting it like that, too. But do you expect lawsuits over this still?
Well, I don't think you're going to be able to have lawsuits because this is very well thought out. And again, you understand the reasons why it's being done, and you understand the constitutional authority and also the U.S. Code, the legal authority of the president to do this. So if you continue to go back to the same well and continue to use those same negative monikers, all it's doing is showing that you're not adjusting. Much the same as we saw a lot of the members of the Democrat Party somewhat embarrassed last Tuesday night.
Yeah. Colonel, the Obama administration had said that they do rigorous and exhaustive vetting of refugees, but we're tracking reports that there was a glitch that occurred, that intelligence authorities did not open attachments in emails, so they let refugees in. These attachments could have had criminal arrest records for these refugees, their email contacts and the like. 300 refugees under terror pros now, about a third of the 900 plus that are in 50 states. And James Comey at the FBI says the concerns now about terror attacks here is worse than 9/11 at that time. What do you think?
Well, absolutely. I mean, when the FBI is telling you have 300 individuals that are under terrorist investigation, remember on 9/11, it only took 19 to cause 3,000 Americans to lose their lives. And let us not forget about Tashfeen Malik, who was one half of the San Bernardino shooting duo, who came here into the United States of America lying on her fiancé visa, and no one, was tracking that. No one backtracked her address, and 14 Americans lost their lives that day, and another 21 are forever scarred and wounded. So we need to have these very disciplined, very strict procedures because it's about protecting the American citizen.
And now to President Trump's assertion that President Obama tapped the phones at Trump Tower leading up to the election. It's a claim that's been hotly disputed. Senior White House advisor Kellyanne Conway telling our own Maria Bartiromo that a, quote, double standard is at play here.
This also goes to a double standard about anonymous sources. People are so quick to judge the president and demand specific information from him, he who has intelligence and information that the rest of us lack, and rightfully so. But anything that's exculpatory or positive for the president based on sourcing, the media are very quick to dismiss. They're very quick to publish reports almost constantly if it relies upon information that's negative and derogatory towards the president.
All right. Colonel, the House and Senate Intelligence Committees will likely ask the administration about that proof of the wiretapping. But, Colonel, let's just back up. There's a lot of rampant speculation and accusations flying around. First, this was about computer traffic between servers at Russian banks talking to computer servers in Trump Tower, and there was a FISA warrant to tap that. But there's speculation on both sides that the Trump administration, when they were in campaign mode, were in cahoots with Russia, that Obama himself ordered wiretapping. There's that side of the story. But, Colonel, there's a bigger story at play about leaks to undercut President Trump. And we have former FBI Director James Kallstrom saying Trump is under a 360-degree attack from all sides. He doesn't have his own people in there yet.
I think that's the real issue. And I have to be very honest, I'm really over all of this back and forth about Russia and elections and wiretapping. You know, North Korea just shot off 4 ballistic missiles. In Japan, they're on a high state of alert right now. We have serious issues that are going on. We need to get the 3 to 4% GDP growth. We need to talk about how we're going to reform the healthcare system and make sure that we can protect Americans as we should. And those are the type of things we need to be concerned about instead of this back and forth. So when you look at what happened last Tuesday night, you know, President Trump laid down his agenda. And of course, in the ensuing days, people tried to shift the narrative. And then the president shifted the narrative again. So we're not even talking about his address to the joint session of Congress last Tuesday night. That's what we need to be back to. That's what the American people want to see happen. We don't need to spend any more money on investigations on silly back and forth. Let's get to doing the business for which he was elected, to take care of the American people, restore our economy, rebuild our military capability and capacity, and make sure that we can once again produce, consume, and export our energy resources here in the United States of America.
Thank you, Colonel Allen West. Come back soon. We love having you on the show.
My pleasure, Liz.
And stick around. We've